So then when I talk about using the sun as your source of, I guess, light, the only source you have, whether you're on budget, whether you're broke, whether you don't have any other lights that you can borrow or use, just use the sun, you know what I mean? So recently I shot a mini documentary, it's on my channel, and I was just only using natural light. So I'm gonna be touching on that, using that as an example. Using this shoot right now as an example, as you can see, it's like you have split tones. It's almost kind of, what you call this, clipping the side. But I like that because I like contrasty looking images. So you're gonna get this look. But tip number one, please always shoot on your shadow side. As you can see, you have this, which is strong sunlight, and then you have this shadow side. That's gonna save you a lot because things are gonna start looking cinematic. Whether you like that contrasty film look or not, but it's just gonna look good. This is a great example of what I was talking about. Shoot on your shadow side. See, the sun is coming from the left side, and then the shadow is on your right side, basically. And then I decided to shoot between those two sides so that it brings out this beautiful, yeah, the sun is harsh. I should have used maybe something to soften the light, but again, I'm still learning. Some of these things I'm realizing as I'm editing, I'm like, ah, damn, I should have done that. Oh wait, I should have, you know what I mean? Which is why pre-planning is so important. It's annoying, it's super annoying, but you always should pre-plan, go to the location, see how you're gonna do something. Even now with editorial things that you see, even photography and ads, commercials, they're starting now to incorporate, or at least I just realized that now they're starting to incorporate shadows, embracing shadows, you know, not that flat image we're used to when you're looking at commercials and when you're looking at other films, even though Marvel and superhero movies are really fighting to have any contrast, which is weird to me, but hey, whatever floats your boat. So that's my tip. Always shoot on your shadow side. Always, please, especially if you're using sunlight. So this is a great example of when you shoot from your light side. You see how the hair is clipping and I cannot save that. You see how flat the side looks, but because I thought the composition was amazing, I was like, I don't care, let me just shoot it. But you see how flat he is. The only contrast you can actually see from this is from the trees and from the trunk of the car. Other than that, everything is just kind of flat. But the trees makes the image look amazing in my eyes, and the trunk also takes a huge chunk of the composition, so it also adds into the image being good. So that is another thing to keep in mind, I think. But this is just, it's not that good in my eyes. It really is not that good, especially if you're looking at the subject. The subject is just kind of flat and the hair is clipping. So that's what you're running away from, especially if you're not going to use anything to soften the light. So it's just hard sunlight, you know. Also, when you're when you're shooting on a very sunny day, like the dog I was talking about, that mini documentary, I was shooting on it. It was just full on sunlight. It's so harsh. Every shot is just, you know what I mean? Because I live in South Africa, so right now it's summer. It's just hot, and then on top of that, the sun is super harsh. So I was making sure that I'm shooting on my shadow side, but then also make sure you have a reflector and you have something that can soften the light, and make sure you have something that's going to help you build film. That's something I didn't do on that shoot. I didn't even use something to soften the light. I didn't use anything. Actually, you can use anything. You can use your curtain, you can use a white cloth, you can use anything that's going to make the lights be soft. As you can see, I'm not using anything here. This is just super harsh. It's almost clipping, but it's not clipping. So make sure you're using something to soften the light, and make sure that you're aware the direction of the sun. Again, in that shoot, I wasn't, because I'm still using this phone, the iPhone 6. Because what? I'm still broke. So this thing can't install that. So I was just guessing where the light is coming at by taking a picture. You can take a picture and see, okay, cool, the sun is coming this side. Okay, meaning my shadow is going to be on that side and all that. So make sure you download one of those apps if you have a newer phone. So cool. Also in post, I don't know what editing software you're using, but I would suggest you use DaVinci for power windows. Look at how dark it is behind, and then which makes him the focal point of the interview section, right? So you can cheat that when you're using natural light, because one thing that's going to happen, it's guaranteed to happen, is when you're using natural light, everything is going to kind of look flat, and nothing is going to have a special presence. So you can use power windows and make your subject be the focal point, and then the background to have more depth, but then also to have textures. As you can see, there's tools, there's all those things that are in collaboration with the story that we're telling, the man and the machine, the love between the man and the machine. So yeah, you can use power windows to make sure that the subject is prominent and the subject is the subject. Yeah, they're gonna save you a ton. I had a very like a clipping clip. It was so clipping, it was bad. But through power windows, I was able to save it. Kinda in a way, yeah, still not happy about the results, but it worked. I think it worked. You'd see in his arm, his face, because it moves from darkness to the light. As the sun hits his face, you can tell there's a lot of it's just not, it doesn't look good. So make sure, again, go back to something that softens the light, something that can help with that. Is just that have something that's going to soften the light. All this is just things that I'm learning as I'm shooting, and use what you have and start shooting, because maybe you saved and you worked hard for your camera, so you don't want to just be sitting around. Use natural light, and maybe your camera might not be the best, might not be just like mine. I'm still using a kit lens. I'm using a GH5 Lumix, and I'm using a kit lens. I'm using 50mm. I'm limited by everything, if I'm being honest, but you have to go out there, shoot. Otherwise, you're not going to learn anything. Otherwise, what's the point of you working that hard and buying that camera if you're not going to use it? Use it until you are able to buy whatever you need. But yeah, that's about it.